before coming to the class, it is advised that you go through those topics, go through those slides, and then it will be easier to understand. Otherwise, it will be very difficult. Anyway, I will start now. I have a sufficient number of attendees. So I'll just start go through those content, and I hope you will be asking the appropriate questions. So this is what we are going to discuss. This is another way of representing the knowledge, structured knowledge, and these are called filler structures. So filler structures basically um, are the structures which represents is a an instance, inheritable instance of. So when we are we try to represent our world in the form of objects and their properties and their inheritance links, then those structures um, those structures are easier um, to uh, to represent a particular knowledge, and then to fetch the necessary information from that knowledge. So the object oriented programming, for example, is one such structure. So object oriented programming, there we define objects, we define inheritance, we define properties, and then we can use those objects to write our programs according to our requirements. Similarly, the knowledge can be represented in the form of similar structures, and they are basically classified in two ways on the basis of weakness and strongness of those structures. So weak structures are more generalized. They are not supposed to follow many rules and regulations. They are freehand kind of structures, and it is the responsibility of designer to identify how he or she is going to represent a knowledge and the constituents of knowledge. So we'll quickly go to the example, semantic nets. Basically, to represent this semantic nets, we use nodes and arcs. So nodes represents entities, attributes, states, or events. So similar kind of structures which we use for what is a ER relationship diagram. So you would have certainly gone through the ER diagrams in your database design. So similar kind of structures are used for semantic nets, where nodes are used for entities and attributes, and arcs or lines are used to show the relationships between entities. So sparrow is a bird. So isa means it is a inheritance. It shows an inheritance properties. So sparrow is a class of objects representing all sparrows, and which is a subclass of object called bird. Okay. Similarly, a bird has wings. So we can just add has a property in the bird class, wings. So every bird, since every bird has wings, and since sparrow is a bird, so automatically these wings become a property of sparrow also. So that's how we represent the semantic networks. Tweety and Sweetie are birds. Tweety has a red beak. Sweetie has a is Tweety's child. A crow is a bird. Birds can fly. Sparrow is a bird. Sparrow has a wing. Okay, so we can just add on, keep adding on these these parts of knowledge or these constituents of knowledge we keep on getting for the structure. And Tweety and CT, for example, Tweety and Sweetie are birds. So Sweetie is a bird, Tweety is a bird, Tweety is a child of Sweetie. So the relation is shown like this: child of. That Tweety has a beak. Um, then property, beak has a property color, and the value of that is red. So red is another node. So that's how we keep on adding the knowledge in the structure and increasing the network. Generally, uh, is a has a relations are shown between nodes. Then other properties can also be shown for each object. Okay, for example, can, color. So all these child of. So child of is a property of any bird, and you can link two birds with this relationship, child of. So here you just note that is also in a way child, parent child relationship, but that relationship means something different. Parent child in that case means parent class and child class. In that case, parent class is supposed to be a super class of child class, and child of is representing a relation, which is directly like parent child relation of two entities, two human beings, or two what is living things. So child of, here this child of is a property which is different than is a relationship. So is a relationship basically is represents a hierarchical relationship.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, there are few students waiting in the lobby.
Okay, so it's a simple, I believe you are getting the things. Semantic networks can answer queries like this. So if you have drawn such a network, which bird has a red beak? So um, you can answer this in from the network, and you can, for example, search a beak which has a property color as red, and then you can just you can just find which is the parent, or which is the bird having beak. Okay, so if you reach to this node red, and this red is a color of beak, if you find this relationship in your semantic network, then you can search the graph and reach to the corresponding bird which possess this relationship. Okay, so basically what you can do, you can try representing this as a semantic net. So bird has a red beaks. So we are looking for a bird which have beaks which are color in red. So this type of semantic net is can be drawn to represent the question. Okay, so this question can be represented using this semantic net, and then you can match your existing knowledge. For example, the above one which we have just seen earlier, and you just look for that subgraph, try to match the graph which has this part red and beak. So this kind of relationship, if it is present like this, so this is same relationship, and this gives you the answer, that is Okay, so this we can do. Can Tweety fly? So answer is yes. Following the is a link from Tweety to bird and the property link of bird to fly. Okay, so this can be the way of finding the answer. Then another, for example, scooter is a two-wheeler, motorbike is a two-wheeler, motorbike is a moving vehicle has engine, moving vehicle has electrical system, moving vehicle has fuel system. So if you want to represent this knowledge into semantic net, how will you do? So you have to first identify objects and classes in this. Okay. So for example, scooter is one object or class or an entity, or what do you say, uh, a node. So you first identify the nodes in your graph. So scooter is one node, two-wheeler is another node, two motorbike is another node. So motorbike is a then moving vehicle. So this may be another node or what, that we have to think. Then engine is another node. Then electrical system is another node. Fuel system is another node. So moving vehicle has to be a node which has to be linked to these systems. So as soon as you identify nodes, you also identify what will be the relation between them uh, based on the sentences. So scooter is a two-wheeler. So two-wheeler is a node, scooter is a node. That is why scooter will become a is a relation will be there. So they are simple, directly they are mentioning the property itself, relation itself. So we just have to draw something like this. Two-wheeler, scooter is a two-wheeler, motorbike is a two-wheeler, brakes, a moving vehicle, two-wheeler uh, is a moving vehicle. So here two-wheeler is a moving vehicle. It has been mentioned above. Moving vehicle is a super class. Okay. So here you have to write is a two-wheeler is a moving vehicle, and then moving vehicle have all these things. That is how you can draw. This is another similar structure. Vehicle is superclass. Then you have land vehicle, water vehicle, air vehicle, and so it's actually it becomes very difficult to when you keep coming in the class, keep joining. It's become difficult to keep you um, iteratively checking who is entering and doing it. So I advise that you please try to join in the time, and I generally keep observing and wait for 5 to 10 minutes initially so that everybody can join. So it's fine that it will be nice if you can join in time if you want to join. So then land vehicle. This is another, so you can see land vehicle, road, rail. Land vehicle can be a road vehicle or rail vehicle. Water vehicle may be a river vehicle or sea vehicle. Air vehicle may be a aircraft or a spacecraft. So these are sub classes of these super classes. So again, this may be another question. Raja is a bank manager. Raja works in SBI located in MITS campus. Raja is a 26-year-old. Raja has blue eyes. Raja is taller than Piyush. Okay. So bank manager is one class. Raja is one node. Bank manager is another node. SBI is another node. And it has some property MITS campus. So this is Amadeus campus is another node. Then age may be one node. 26 year is one node, which is represented by age. Then eyes another node. Okay. Then Piyush another node. Okay. Then eyes blue is a node which represents the color of eyes. So blue is another node. Okay, so you have identified nodes. Now you represent the relationship between them. Okay, so Raja is a bank manager. Raja works in SBI, and the SBI which is located in MATS campus. Then Raja is 26-year-old. So this can be represented this way: Raja 26, and both of them are related, linked together using the age. Age is used as the relation, and that may be called attribute of this object, Raja. So age is an attribute of Raja, and which has the value 26. You may think it as like that. Okay, so there is no binding that what type of um, label will be given to a line, whether it will be a what is a name of the attribute, whether it will be is a, whether it will be has a. So has means it is some property which is possessed by an object. Then is a means the two nodes are related using a hierarchical relationship. So any property possessed by parent class will automatically get derived to the child class. That is the meaning of is a relationship. So similarly, color, for example, color is a property or attribute of eyes. Okay, so all these things in the semantic networks are not bound to be something, like they are freehand, and that is left to the user how they name all these things, how they identify the nodes, what particular things they identify as nodes, what particular things they identify as the label on the links which are made between nodes. So everything is kept open in semantic networks, and that is why it is called weak filler uh, structure. Raja is taller than Piyush. So again, Raja and height, if they are taller, then what is the meaning of that? So one way of representing is that you represent there is a height h1 of Raja and there is a height h2 of Piyush, and they both are related as greater than. So how we represent a particular concept in a semantic network, it is actually left open on the user, and then it depends on how they are in future going to use that knowledge. Okay, and suppose you have found this structure based on the current knowledge, and then you get new knowledge about the height of Raja, for example. So you can just keep adding on those um, that information in this already created semantic network by adding more nodes and more links. Okay, so suppose in future you get to know that the height of Raja is this and height of Piyush is this. Okay, whatever it may be. So you can just add that node as a node, and you can mark it, you can link that value to h1 and h2 correspondingly. So this is simple. They have named the relationship between two values, two things, two nodes supposedly directly in this, and you just have to draw the graph for that. Advantages. What are the advantages of semantic? Simple representation, easy to read, associations to the inheritance possible, associations possible. Okay, these are the advantages. Disadvantages: a separate inference procedure, interpreter must be built. Okay, so now based on this knowledge, if you have represented the knowledge in this way, you cannot use resolution kind of method which we have been using for propositional logic and predicate logic to resolve, to make inference, to make new knowledge, to interpret new knowledge out of the given knowledge. You cannot use something like resolution. So a different procedure has to be built. Validity of inference is not guaranteed. For large networks, the processing is inefficient. So if this network becomes very large, then finding things, finding answers from this becomes very difficult. Then there is a concept called partitioned semantic network. And how do they look like? Back to this later on. So, for example, this is the statement: Danny the dog bit Peter the postman. Okay, so there are two nodes. Nodes have been identified. Danny is a node, dog is a node, Peter is a node, postman is a node. Okay, and they have been linked together. So Danny is a type of dog, Peter is a type of postman, and then they are linked together by the relation called byte. Okay, and that byte actually is represented in this graph as a node B. So this B actually represents all bytes possible. So all bytes in case of any byte which happen in the world is represented by B. And Danny byte has bitten Peter. It represents a particular byte out of that class. So a class has been formed here. A class has been formed of all bytes, and it has been represented as a node. And then this particular byte is represented as a B. So B is not a general class. General class is byte. Byte is the general class which represents all bytes, and this B, particular B we are talking about in this sentence, is a instance or a subclass of byte, a general class, and this particular byte is making a relation between Danny and Peter. Okay, so this is how this network has been represented. Every dog has bitten a postman. Now suppose we want to, so how do we do this? What we are discussing here, that we are uh, developing partitions of your knowledge. Instead of linking everything in a global manner, we make sub modules of your entire knowledge, and then we link these sub modules with the other modules through the through some mechanism. Okay, so it is something like in C language we use programs which are saved in files, different files, and these files then are linked together while linking the program. Okay, so until then they are staying differently at different locations in your memory, in your hard disk, and that is why you can handle them independently. You can access them independently, change them independently, check them independently, validate them independently, and then you can link them together, the entire list of programs together, to whenever you want to execute the entire solution. So similar kind of concept is this partitioned network. Okay, so instead of uh, instead of designing a generalized network which represents the entire knowledge in one frame or one diagram, we represent the part of knowledge in different sub diagrams and link them together. So suppose we have represented a partitioned network, a small sub network, this one S1, which represents this knowledge that some dog Danny has bitten Peter. Now every dog has bitten a postman. We want to represent this. Suppose that we know now want to look at this statement. So this is a general statement, and this statement is made on the similar statement which we have seen earlier, like this one. Okay, so now what we can do, instead of representing the entire network in that way, we will identify the subparts. Okay, something like this. So D, B, T. So in this case, we have identified S1, which is a partitioned network, which represents only the relation that a particular agent, particular dog has bitten a particular person. So this partition is talking about a particular instance of a general statement. Okay, and then we can link them using for all. So similar to what we have done in predicate logic, we are trying to bring in that concept of predicate logic into semantic networks. Okay, so that we can make them more inferential. We can inference the knowledge easier, in the easy way, if we are using this partitioned kind of network. So every dog has bitten every postman. So same statement, one statement is every dog has bitten a postman. So every dog has bitten a postman. So there is a universal quantifier on dog only. Every dog has bitten a postman. Okay. Now we want to represent the knowledge every dog has bitten every postman. Then for all dog, we have to relate this in this way: for all on dog and for all on patient also, postman also. So this uh, representation is more generalized. Every dog in town has bitten the postman. So now we have changed this. Same partition is still same, but we have added that this dog is town dog, and every dog in the town has bitten a postman. We are not talking about dogs which are not in town. So what is the benefit of partitions? It's similar to what you say, modularization of a program. So we try to modularize the program so that we can link modules to uh, different situations. So similarly, here we can do that. Logically adequate in that one can distinguish between individuals and set of individuals. and indirectly more heuristically adequate by way of controlling the search space by delineating semantic networks. Now this is in try to represent the following two sentences into the appropriate semantic network diagram. So this has been solved already. So these are some examples which you should go through and see the representations. So here is a brief description how we can make an inference from semantic networks. Intersection search, the notion that spreading activation out of two nodes and finding their intersection finds relationships among objects. This is achieved by assigning a special tag to each visited node. Many advantages include entity-based organization and fast parallel implementation. However, very structured questions need highly structured networks. Inheritance, the easy instance representation provide a mechanism to implement this. Inheritance also provides a means of dealing with default reasoning. Example, we could represent subclasses, or all these are simple things. So we can represent inheritance and intersection search. How we can make an inference. Inheritance means the properties of parent class will got inherited to subclass. So it will make an inference. So if you want to say EMU is having wings, do EMU have wings? So we can infer it from this relation that because EMU has an instance of bird, and every bird has a part which is wings. So EMU should also have wings. What is the relation between Chicago Cubs and Brooklyn Dodgers? So what do you have to do? You have to find intersection. You find Chicago Cubs and Brooklyn Dodgers in the graph and try to see where they are intersection is made in these two paths. So you just try to search the path this way and that way, whichever way path is existing. So if you have find Brooklyn Dodgers, you try to see which is the path, and both of them interact at this point. Okay, so you can make the statement that you can infer from this that both of them are related to each other, that they are baseball players. So you can find new relations, direct relations between two seemingly unrelated, not related nodes in the graph, okay, which are not directly related. You can find them using the intersection search. Okay, and you can find the answers of questions, for example, related to properties of the superclass, you can find using inheritance. Okay. There are two ways of answering the questions, you can say, instead of saying inference. So what do we mean by inference? Means you want to infer a knowledge from the knowledge base, and there are two ways. Either you look for inheritance, you go to the superclass, you go to the keep on going upward in the links and find the answer, try to find the answer of the question. If you can find answer for the parent, then you can find answer for the child also. That way you search the graph that way, and otherwise you find the intersection, so where the two particular nodes are intersecting in the graph. So if you find the intersection, then probably you will be able to answer the question. So we'll stop here. So I'll just advise you to go through these exercises. Try to solve these questions on your own first, and then look the answers which are given in the solution. Okay. Any doubt in this?
No, sir. It is very easy.
So this is just an introduction. So you would have answered your queries yourself. Like if you want to represent a larger amount of knowledge, how you can do. So you might get innovative after going through this semantic network, that you can use such type of structures to represent the vast knowledge of world, and then you can use them to infer your answers, right? So probably we are planning for another assignment based on predicate and propositional logic. So have you submitted, all of you have submitted the assignment on predicate logic?
Sir, I wasn't able to submit my last assignment because of network issues. I dropped you a message.
Okay, actually this should not happen repetitively. Although I will open my the link for another one day. So I advise all of you to, again, if you have not submitted, please go through that link and submit again. One thing. Another thing is, we might plan for another assignment, the assignment which will be given to all students across all the sections of AI on this predicate and propositional logic, which will finally get graded, okay, and which will be of similar complexity what you have already done. So we might consider these assignments as practice assignment in future, and the graded assignment may be another. So I will let you know what will be the adopted policy, but I will keep on giving assignments to you so that it ensures that you are understanding the things properly, and I also get ensured that you are following the lectures. And I will also advise you to go through the uploaded contents before, preferably before each lecture, so that you come prepared and you have ready-made answers, so that we can talk on the issues directly rather than discussing on the topic in detail. Okay. So I'll just save this attendance. There are two Tulikas. One is which have joined, another shown in this other invited. Tulika, are you there in the class?
Yes, sir. There was some problem with the other ID. That's why I have to leave it and join from this ID.
Okay, what is that ID? That is also our college ID only, it seems.
I don't know, sir, what is happening. I was
Okay.
kicked out earlier. Then I have to
Okay.
join again.
So probably you got the new ID which is different from the earlier one.
No, sir, it's same.
Then
Maybe
why
there was
it
an
is showing different IDs? Okay, anyway.
Hello.
Any question? Any other question?
Sir, sir, I am Sankalp. I have also joined from my email ID.
Hello?
Outlook ID.
I am not able to hear you. Who is that?
Hello.
Who is that?
Sir, I am Sankalp.
Ah,
Sir, I have joined from the Gmail ID.
okay, you have joined. You are shown, no? No, I was wondering about Tulika only because same name, everything was same, and it was visible at two places.
Sir, my Rana rights is written na, that mine.
Okay. Okay then. So how is the experience going?
So today's topic was very easy. We
It was
understood
easy.
everything.
And what about others? Predicate logic and all? Predicate logic
Take a
was,
little bit of time because there are so many.
who is that? कौन बोल रहा है? राना?
Yes, sir.
हाँ बोलो. तो थोड़ा मुश्किल था
Yes, sir. It will take a little bit of time.
to understand. Have you gone through that assignment? Have you submitted the assignment?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So then okay, that may take some time, but not too much time, because if you solve one or two problems, you will be very much acquainted with the process, and then you can do it easily in future, I believe. And in this subject, we are just, what you say, touching each topic very very vague way, in very vague. We are not going in depth in any of the topic. Okay, we are just touching them so that you get an idea that what are the different approaches, different issues and different approaches available in AI. And then in future, if you have get a chance to work in this area, then you may use this knowledge and pick up the correct thing whenever required. That is the aim of this subject, this course. So this course doesn't teach you, doesn't make you expert in artificial intelligence, but it make you novice, which knows many things and which can fit in to any of the AI field whenever required. Okay, you must gain sufficient knowledge of each topic so that you get a fair idea how to deal with the problems in AI and what are the ways available, so that you can explore them in depth whenever required. Right? Okay, we'll stop here then.
Yes, sir.
And we may plan, as I have told you, we may plan another assignment which will be finally graded, or we may grade only the already submitted assignment. That will depend on our decision later on. Okay, but you keep on submitting. Whenever I am saying this is a graded assignment, you keep on submitting them timely, so that you have good chance of getting good grades. We don't know how things are getting turned in future and how they are going to what do you say, plan their strategies to evaluate things. So that will depend on the final decision. But that is why I have been given assignments. I will keep on giving quizzes also, so that we don't
Sir,
fall short of. Yes,
will the college open on 1st June?
I'm not sure. I don't have any information about that. I have heard this news, um, which may not be which may be just a rumor, that they are planning to open in 1st June, but we may not guarantee anything as of now, because as we are seeing that daily the rate of increasing the cases in this coronavirus cases in country is increasing. It is not decreasing. So that is the main point to worry. So if it keeps on increasing in that way, so it will be very difficult to decide on opening the things and allowing people to interact in that way. I don't know what will happen. Okay, everybody agrees with me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So the only way is we keep ourselves prepared. So that is why I have been giving you sufficient number of assignments, and I will be keep giving you quizzes time to time, so that you are on the same page and you know everything. If we decide in like within 15 days you will have exams, we can do that. Or if we decide that whatever evaluations have been done through online medium, we will keep them, consider them for some part of final evaluation, then we will go accordingly. Okay, so as many submissions, as many evaluations we have done online, they will prove beneficial at that time. I will have liberty to assign you, evaluate you on the basis of that, if we have sufficient number of evaluations lying with me, right?
Yes, sir.
So please follow my instructions, keep doing the work time to time as directed, because it will be easier, it will make things easier for you and for me, for all of us. Thank you.